your boy Sir Petty 258 back with another one, UnAverage Mentality, Toxic as Fuck podcast.
Hey y'all, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Kizzy. Make sure you check out Ship the Coach when you get a chance.
How everything been, Kizzy?
Everything is good. You know, I had a good week. Well, I had an okay weekend, but a really good day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see how you dress. Yeah, you had a job interview. How it go?
You know, it was the best interview I have been on in like years. Cause like I think like they were definitely more interactive. They gave me some scenarios, but it was more like playful, and they just really created like a more friendly, welcoming vibe. And I think if I ever get to the point to where I'm interviewing again and are interviewing people again, I'll definitely try to make sure I create that same environment for the interviewees. So
okay.
Learning experience,
Yeah, I'm waiting for my job interview. They playing around right now, but chasing that bag. So like Lil Russell, let's go get that bag.
Right.
So, what's our topic today?
I don't even know. What are we talking about? Something like
She's messing up the flow.
But
it's all right.
Texting somebody or dropping your
location.
Location.
Today's topic is sharing locations. This topic is inspired by, if y'all haven't heard, P&B Rock had got fatally shot in LA, Los Angeles. A lot of people at first felt like it was his girl's fault because she had shared a picture on Instagram showing that they was at the Waffle House, and about 20 minutes to an hour later, the guys who came and tried to did rob him. You know what I'm saying? So people just gotta put those two and two together.
You feel like she was in on the location?
At
like,
first,
who drops the location? Who shows like, oh, we're at the Waffle House? Hey,
I mean,
I can see if he was at a different expensive restaurant or something.
That's more
who
of
shows off the Waffle House?
No, but that's more like a girl thing, right? Where they just trying to show that I'm out with my man. Mm-hmm. So from the stories I heard, basically those two had like broken up for a little period of time, and I believe they just got back together in a sense. So she was kind of like happy celebrating. You know what I'm saying?
You never know. Could have been a get back, right?
Nah, fact. Just like that kind of go back to like the Pop Smoke situation where he was hanging out with a couple females or whatever. She shared, or a picture shared their location, and the guys came there and did what they did.
That's what happened with Pop Smoke? I thought that somebody told me that he had, I guess, posted some pictures. He got some stuff in the mail, and he was taking like shots, like kind of showing off. His packages, like Louis Vuitton, all this, and they saw like the address.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Photo.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a girl. Well, I don't know if it's exactly a girl, but basically like, a photo that shows your location.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that basically brought us to this topic today. And
too much.
Yeah, like I just feel like when you go out, one of the rules definitely, if you are going to take pictures, if you're going to show off your time, wait till you leave, right? Mm-hmm. You don't never post while you're there. Especially if you like a hot, celebrity, if you got a lot of chains on, all that good stuff. So like, what are your thoughts? Like when you are on dates with a guy, do you like take pictures, share your location? Like, how do you do it?
I mean, I hope that I haven't done no wrong to nobody to where they really want to come after me, or dating somebody where they got enemies out there that's really trying to, or haters for that's really trying to get them. But
right.
I think that's a given is to just like, for the most part, I don't post myself. I don't post like that.
Fact.
But
she's a secret spy out here.
Right, you never know. But even still, I think that's a given, just not to post, certain things. So like one thing recently, I started posting like my nieces and nephews. That's because they're damn near grown. Yeah. When they was kids, I didn't post them.
Yeah, I don't post my daughter at all. Like just because like the internet's crazy. You never know who's looking. You never know who's watching. I'm not saying I'm anybody. You know what I'm saying? But I don't need you to know the access to my private life.
Right.
But definitely like going out, like just the whole situation. So like with the P&B Rock, rest in peace to him. The guys came in there, told him to take it off. I'm not sure if he put up a fight or not, but ultimately they shot him a couple times. There was a video going around on Twitter, the internet, all that of the the aftermath of him being shot, laying in his blood and stuff like that. So it was very disturbing if you actually seen the video. But yeah, so like I feel like just in general, like when a guy go out on a date, I feel like he is definitely looking around for way more stuff than like the female. He's more attentive, right? So like for me, one rule, if we go to a restaurant, I always want to have my face facing the door. You know what I'm saying? She'll be right back. But
just keep going.
I know. But I always want to have my face, facing the door. I need to see what's going on. I need to see the vibes. If I hear some couple black people talk loud. So sometimes it could be an argument or they just having fun. So, and I feel like when a female's on a date, she's definitely just into the date. You know what I'm saying? She's enjoying the moment, chilling with the dude and all that. So it's just certain little rules like that for me personally. Or even, like if you go parking, you always back in. so you can get out.
You know, somebody told me that before, and I was just like, he was like, yo, I tell you about like pulling into the parking spot. He was like, back in. I'm just like, what am I involved in? So I need to back into my parking spot. He was like, I'm just saying, just cause.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, in case you need to get away. Get away from who?
Anybody,
You know,
especially right now, like now that the PPP loans are over, ain't no more checks coming, especially with the pandemic, everybody really ain't trying to work out there no more. LA is hot out there right now. Their governor gave a statement telling, hey, if you're a tourist, we can't protect you right now. Please stay home.
They said that?
Yeah, because like for whatever reason, they're saying like people in LA, their funds are low. I ain't gonna say broke. The funds are low. People ain't working like they used to. If they out here selling on the black market per se, you know, the prices ain't the same. So they out here just robbing in broad daylight. No matter who you are. I seen a clip of 2 Asian people getting robbed in the middle of the parking lot. A guy had like a $60,000 Rolex on. 2 black dudes came up in the middle, like I said, broad daylight, stole that, pistol whipped them. So it
that's
doesn't
not
matter.
good though, because that's just making us like like painting us in like a bad light. You know, because we already looked at one way just for being African American, and then you know out here just
Facts.
really wilding out in LA.
On like a side note of it, so from something what I heard of, if you notice, like P&B Rock, he's from the East Coast, right? Pop Smoke, he's from the East Coast, New York. But these East Coast rappers, singers, entertainers keep getting killed out in LA. So what they kind of are starting to speculate is hopefully like it'll become like another East Coast, West Coast beef. You know what I'm saying? Because like, why are people keep coming out to your city or your state or whatever it is, and y'all keep killing them? So now if y'all come over here, we might be on the same time. How you feel about that?
I mean, I don't know, you know, I won't say I'll dive into too much with like who's where, whatever the case is, but I don't see it like growing to that extent. Just because, you know, even with Biggie, Biggie still had like fans from like, you know, that lived over east, and then Tupac still had fans lived over west, and then Tupac still had fans over east.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see it growing because I feel like we've evolved. Like the Crips and the Bloods, like look at, you know what I'm saying, you got so many people trying to, I guess, come to like, what's his name, Snoop, right?
Okay.
Snoop and the Bloods, like I guess he's still somewhat identified as a Crip, but
Right.
you know, for him to go on the Super Bowl, wasn't he wearing red or something like that?
No, he was wearing all blue throughout the big C and all that.
It wasn't.
Yeah, I see you don't have much knowledge on that right there.
No, I'm just saying like it's not, again, like it's not as
You don't
as,
think so? You don't think it's
I
serious?
don't think it's as deep. You got so many other gangs, like all that Crip Blood.
Nah, see, this has nothing to do with gangs, right?
But I don't think it's gonna be an East Coast, West Coast like beef. I think it's just stay your
So-
ass outside of LA.
Okay,
Because
but
that's really just LA, right?
yeah,
So you can't
as
go
of
nowhere
right
else
now,
over West except for LA.
yeah, but once again, like especially for the entertainers and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of their businesses happen. Movies, Hollywood, shopping, rodeo. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that is just, even if I'm going out there for a vacation. You know what I'm saying? It's just, why aren't y'all killing none of y'all West Coast people? Why you ain't killing nobody from the Midwest? Not saying you should kill anybody, right? But that's how some people in that lifestyle are starting to look at it, right? Like we're sending our people over there. They might be checking in, they may not be checking in, but the streets are hot right now. Hey, you know, they look at it like, hey, you got the jury or whatever, let them go. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to go to the extent of killing our people. So I'm just hoping there won't be like an East Coast, West Coast beef. Hopefully, you know, I'm not into the streets, stay on the, you know,
But we know
sour.
rep if it is one, right?
Nah, not at all. I
You over here in the all red.
I rep the UnAverage Mentality movement. All right, that's about it.
Okay.
Like, subscribe, comment, Serpetic258. So, like, all right, let me ask you, like, as you go out on a date with guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you be aware of your surroundings?
Always.
What kind of things do you look for? What kind of things, you know, may hit your eyes, you know?
I mean, we're outside, you know, I'm looking at like the people that's around us. If there aren't that many people, I'm looking to see, you know, to see if, let's say it's just us, you know,
Right.
in a secure location. If somebody pops up out of nowhere, I'm like, oh, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we could be taking a walk. If I hear something in the trees, but it's just a deer, I'm like, it's just a deer right there. You know, I'm always on the lookout, you know. Just because, you know, that I'm not from a horrible area, but you know, wrong, like you just don't sit here and just let your guard down completely. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Facts.
So I'm not gonna drop until that person shows me, you know, that
Otherwise.
exactly until they show me that they have the security taken care of. I'm not just gonna go on like a first, second date and be like, oh, they got it. Like, no, you don't know.
Facts. I also feel like with I don't know if it's a rule, mandate, or whatever like that, but because people still are able to wear masks everywhere, right? That's also playing a big factor, right? Because they feel like they can get away with it. A lot of people are still wearing these COVID masks. And you know,
was that much crime like during like the quarantine and all that, or you know when COVID was more prevalent? Like were people really wearing their masks to robbing people like that?
Yeah, because once again now everybody's blending in.
I know they was like looting, but I can't say I heard too much crime of just people just running the streets and just. I think they was probably still scared of COVID. Like yeah, I would rob a nigga, but
if you know anything about, let's just say, American history, right? The streets make way more money when the actual society is going through something like the Deep Depression, right? Because the thing about it, when you was locked in the house,
we ain't hit the deep part of the recession yet though. Like the recession just like it's still pretty much what I'm saying, like a low level recession right now.
To who? When
to
you say what is low level?
Gas isn't even gas is down.
We just went down.
Okay, we just went down. That's what I'm saying. Like
so you don't feel like 2 years of us being
definitely gonna get worse. But even
in which way? Please explain.
Okay, so we're losing jobs left and right.
But it's been, once again, we're in a recovery stage, right? People have already lost their lives and lost their jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're more in a recovering state right now than us not being in it.
Even if they lost their jobs, like they're still creating more jobs. Like we're not in the same predicament as we were in 2008 or whatever, back when
I'm not okay.
I'm just saying, like we're in a recession, but it ain't that deep.
To you.
Okay.
All right, let me ask you a question. If somebody was making $100,000, right, and they lost their job because of COVID, and now they're making $40,000, do you feel like that deep?
They should, if they was making 100, they should easily be able to go out and make something close to 100.
Why?
You don't go from 100 to 40.
Why do you
I'm
say
just saying,
easily?
like we're not short jobs like that.
It doesn't mean
the jobs are still there.
I'm not saying
like,
nothing about jobs.
Okay,
I'm saying you have to understand. Now you good. I'm not saying nothing about jobs, right? But once again, a step back and a step back.
You just gave like an example. You said they were at 100, they lost their job.
No, but you're saying the word
right
easily, right? Like you're making that additive sound. So like, all right, well you got 100,000. You know how long it took them to get that 100,000. You know how hard it is to rebuild your life.
You want me to jump in?
Behind the scenes, yeah. So
background production.
Where you are right now, right?
Yeah, I would never go to 40. Like, I mean, if you're saying 20.
What's your experience that you have making 100? You're gonna go down to 40 and stay at 40?
Maybe like 20K difference is probably the most, but you said 60,000 difference. That's crazy.
Even if you did have to take from 40, to sit here and say that you're gonna be stuck at 40, like what's your experience making 100?
I never said stuck. I said you lost your job, right? We don't know what else you lost. People lost their jobs, lost their houses, a whole lot of stuff, right? A lot of people lost their bank accounts trying to survive this 2 years, right? When the whole world was shut down. So I'm not saying they can't go back to up to 100,000, right? I'm saying for you to restart your life isn't as easy as you making it sound.
I mean,
even still,
it's not that easy to restart, but to say like, yeah, some people ended up in a really bad situation. A lot of those people probably were in a bad situation before.
Why? Why do you?
Poor money management. Because we have more help from the government than we've ever had.
I feel like what you're saying is more of an opinion, right?
PPP loans. We had so many, PPP loans. We had the CARES Act. You were getting way more help from the government this time.
That's
you know what I'm saying? We weren't even in
so,
a recession.
All right, so watch this from background production. Let's say somebody's making 100,000, right? Now I lose my job. Yes, we're getting these $1,200 statements, right? But what is this $1,200 if I'm used to making $3,000 every week?
That $1,200 is going to keep you.
But that's $2,800 that I'm missing.
So,
or $1,800 that I'm missing out of my lifestyle, right?
Right. No.
So you don't feel like $1,800 is a big difference?
You they were in a predicament before that.
No, I'm
that's
saying
just like
that's
saying,
not every.
Okay, well, I lost my job.
You're
and
guessing.
in 2-3 months, my electricity get cut off.
What are you
telling
me? So you trying to tell me? That's what I'm trying to say, right? Some people didn't just like lose their job and have a job the next month, right? So some people lost their job in the beginning of the pandemic, right? And let's just say some people have just got their job back the last 6 months, right? So even if you had hold on, let me finish. Even if you had a bank account, you could have $50,000 in your bank account, right? You're probably good on a normal day basis, right? But now this $50,000 is trying to take care of my life and everything surrounding it for the last year and a half. So you can't say I was in a fucked up predicament. No, the government, the situation put me in a fucked up predicament. Now I'm trying to get it back. It could have took somebody 10 years to save up to whatever lifestyle they're at that moment.
No, you said the government put you in a messed up predicament.
COVID. That's the government.
Okay. So
they shut down the world. That's the government. I didn't just say I quit my job and you know what I'm saying? That's different. Niggas lost their jobs.
We have like when we increase our salary, we increase our living standards.
That's my point.
So hold on, I get that. But again, that's going back to they damn near put themselves in that situation. If you're managing your money correctly. So for instance, right? I should have either 6 months, a year saving, whatever the case is.
Mhm.
Like you said, a year and a half, right?
Okay.
So if I'm managing my money correctly, I got 6 months of just everything
But
covered. If
you know,
anything
there was
happens.
inflation, right? It's a whole lot of things
When
that
did
are
inflation
different.
kick in? Because last time I checked, when
Since
COVID,
COVID.
happened, okay.
So watch this. We used to work. Hold on, watch this. We used to work at a.
Everything went
No, where are you at? Me and you worked at a grocery store.
Flights, gas.
When
You
I
mean
can
to tell me
jump in.
gas was
Let me
never
know when I
$2
can
Hold on. All right. So hold on. We worked at a grocery store, right? Well, we did. Did the price of everything in the grocery store go up?
Everything, no.
What did it go up?
Yes. Milk might have gone up. Toilet paper might have went
So
up.
all the things
The
that we need
necessities
went up.
Went up.
So everything that we need, not that we wanted, went up.
Food-wise. But niggas wasn't
So
traveling to
gas
work.
went up. Because
Hold on. You didn't even have to pay car insurance. Car insurance, like a
Who?
lot of.
hey, where were you living for all this? 'Cause like you're saying, like,
Yo, you getting so hyped, but you're wrong.
who's wrong?
You're wrong.
Because I have a lot of people out there that I know.
Let me know when I can jump
Go ahead,
in.
background production.
I have
Go
a
ahead.
Quick point. So there's two kind of people, and I think y'all are both representing those two kind of people.
Right.
There are people who made more money and didn't save and didn't plan.
Facts.
But there's also people who made a lot of money and did have savings and could have went 6-7 months. At the same time, they could have took a 40K job, and with the savings and the 40K, they could have made it work for a period of time. So it's a couple different situations.
Yeah, facts.
The vast majority of the people in this world, they don't have savings. Like that's just a fact. People have like 3,000, if that. That's a luxury. So to your point, people will make 100K and still not have savings because they will increase their bills. That's not necessarily money management. That's just the facts of life. Maybe they bought their dream home. Maybe they put their kids in private school. But when COVID hit, all of that shit was just like a lot of people lost everything, and there was nothing they could do. And then when you said the CARES Act, I agree with the CARES Act. But how about this? So I'm gonna just use myself as an example. I didn't lose my job, but I didn't get CARES money because I kept my job.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't qualified.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the CARES money ran out, my job released more people. I could have been one of those people who got released after the funds ran out.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't have gotten CARES money, and I wouldn't have had a job. So people who got CARES money, they was able to stack that money up, get rent assistance, get EBT cards. And a person like myself, I would have lost my job. I was working the whole time, but I would have been just cut out. That would have been my last day. All right, you gone. Everybody else would have ran the bag up, didn't pay shit, and good to go. So it's a different scenario for each. I get what both of y'all are saying, but it's just each person. You can't sum it up to everybody.
Yeah, that's all I'm
We're
saying.
still
like,
talking about a year and a half, though. I'm just saying, like.
all right, let me ask you this right now. Do you feel like you have a year and a half that you can
Going
sustain
back to what I
yourself?
was saying, to a year and a half, I feel like if somebody was making $100,000 a year,
Yeah.
it's not gonna take, and you go down to 40. I don't feel like it's gonna take you a year and a half.
No,
for the
I
most
agree.
part,
I agree
just
with
to
you.
go not even 100 to get up to like 80 or something.
I can hear you on that. That's just a person too. Like you might
Nope.
work 2 jobs to get
Yeah.
to 80 or something like that. I hear you on that.
But you keep saying that like it's just so easy, because if it's so easy, my whole thing is everybody would be doing it, right? Everybody would have bounced back fast if it's so easy.
My whole point is
'Cause you're
that
making an
we're
exception.
not as in deep of a
No,
recession. It's like,
you're
okay,
not
for
as
you.
in deep.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's not like you, like how he was saying, right? It's different factors,
If
and
that's the
different
case, we don't
situations.
need a
for-
recession. If that's the case, because even without the recession,
Nobody
you're
wants
still
a
gonna have
recession.
I'm just saying, without the recession, you're still gonna have a lot of people who are doing bad, right?
That period. But that's what I'm trying. So once again, let me ask you this question: do you feel like more people are financially stable in the world than than people who are not? Because
Well, I'm just saying, you talking about, it's a recession now. Okay, what was the difference between a recession and before the
that the
recession?
government. All right, let me ask you.
What's the difference between a
I'm
recession
trying to show
and not
you.
having a recession?
This is the first time America has been shut down whole.
For those people that were doing bad before the recession.
I'm not talking about the people. Of course, if you was doing bad, that's obvious, right? But if I was doing good, are you going to say I wasn't doing like how you were saying?
Hold on.
So watch
Hold on. Maybe I got lost. Are you saying that there's more, like, basically there's more of a need now, you know what I'm saying, to sit here and be robbed and all this other stuff because people are into it more now because they're suffering more now than they were
No, that's
before?
not what I was saying. All I'm saying is a situation happened in America, right?
Uh-huh.
Where people had to reset no matter when you was ready or not ready, right? You had to deal with the situation. There's a lot of people who were ready and still trying to bounce back. Period. That's all I'm trying to say. So when you say it's easy, it can take, once again, it might have took somebody 10 years to build up something, but it might have only took them a year and a half to lose it all. So you know what I'm saying? So the quantifying of the time frame is what it is. Once again, living in America, period, is expensive. That's without the inflation, without all the other stuff that's happening. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm not saying if you I'm just trying to say it wasn't easy, and more people were affected. Whether you were, I'm not gonna say like a millionaire, but doing stuff, even if you made 100,000 or not, right, nigga, I could have been starting a whole new life. I could have just got the $100,000 raise, right? Like he said, bought a new house, got my kid in position. So this isn't exact. I'm setting up for my lifestyle, and this shit just stops. All right, I mean,
I thought you bought a new house. Yeah, I had to sell it.
Yeah, but that's once again, you just make it sound so easy. That's all I'm trying to say. So
look, I'm not trying to say it's easy. All I'm saying is everybody's like recession. Like we're not halfway. Well, we're entering it basically. All I'm saying is there's worse to come for the most part.
Me and your views are different. Like I said, I'm not saying like it can't get no worse, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel like we're more in the bounce back situation than us getting worse. And you're saying, so I'm gonna show you. The world was shut down. The whole world's open. Mm-hmm. Gas prices like $4 or $5. Gas is like $3.30. People are going back to work. People are there. You know what I'm saying? So there's more from what we lost. We're starting to get some of the things that we lost back. And I guess you're saying that we're still losing more.
I mean, you look at the stock market, like we're still struggling to. I mean, it's just now. Some days it's still all in the red, damn near. So like. That's how I kind of look at basic.
Off the stock market.
Like gas is gas, but who's to say that gas isn't going to go back up in a couple months?
All right, let me ask you this:
the economy.
Do you feel like wherever you are currently, like today in your life, right? Mm-hmm. If you got fired and lost your job, the worst of the worst, right? You feel like what you have in your bank account right now could last you 2 years without a job?
2 years, no. But I do feel like where I'm at now, I could step out and find something within 6 months.
During the recession rules where nobody was hiring.
Yes.
Okay.
The job that I currently have was recession proof. So
okay.
It's like working at a grocery store. If the grocery store fired you, what would you do? Try to go find another grocery store to work at.
All right. So let's say you was making $20 at the grocery store. They say, "All right, we're gonna pay you $14." You feel like your lifestyle won't be affected?
I mean, it'll be affected.
Just not that much.
No, I don't think it'll be affected that much. Me personally, I can't speak for everybody else, but me personally, no.
Okay, we kind of got off on a tangent.
I don't know how we shifted from getting, I guess, the
sharing
dropping your location.
Hey, let's talk about the reason why people, why are people, because LA mayor, he's saying that he can't help you, and y'all start talking about why are people in LA doing it, and you try to.
Is it just LA or is it California? Because I know at one point they were like looting the stores in San Francisco, I think it was, and they were like ordered to like stand down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like
that was homeless people. Yeah. So in LA, they had the way homeless people do it is they just steal from the stores and they sell them on the street to make the money to buy whatever they need. So that was a whole different. They do the flash mob. So like 40 homeless people
going to one spot.
Yeah.
And then also could it be, I guess, with law enforcement kind of wanting to stand down more now just because everything that's been going on with the shootings and defund the police and all that. Are they not really trying to respond to certain situations?
And that's my point right there, right? Besides LA, right? I know we start off LA with PNB. Though the United States is still fucked up. Period. People are still bouncing back all over, right? So I feel like crime, just in general, right? Any type of crime is higher. School shootings, robberies, burglaries, looting, everything that's a crime is higher because everybody's still trying to bounce back whatever way they can. Because the world it's not what we're used to. You know what I'm saying? We're still wearing masks. People are still getting back. So I just feel like all around, like I think Chicago, they just passed a law where basically like all these like burglaries, like certain laws they have like, we can't arrest them no more, right? We gotta wait till they get court, they have to be prosecuted and then they'll go to jail. But think about this, like, I know I'm not about to go to jail like offhand for robbery. And that's because of the recession. The police force, we don't have enough funds for this no more, right? So that's what I'm saying about the money. Recession is still hitting every part of anything.
Wait, you said the police force don't have the funds?
Yeah, because every year, the fiscal year, everybody gets a certain amount of a police budget, right?
So they started defunding the police already?
They don't. No, the world don't have the money. The government, all right, just like this, right? The all those loans and money that they gave us, right? Mm-hmm. The government is still trying to get that money back. So that means if we don't have the money back, the usual programs that we put money into are getting less or cut in half or don't exist anymore. So then that trickles down to the civilians. You know what I'm saying? So everything's affected from, like I said, from this whole COVID pandemic. where the world's just not the same anymore.
Yeah.
But what do you have any advice for people sharing the locations, going out for their safeties before we wrap this up?
No, I mean, even like with safety, like aside from safety, like, you know, I wouldn't be sharing my location unless it's needed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I guess that's the new relationship thing with iPhones, where like you don't believe someone is where they are. You're like, oh, drop my location. Like, I'm not doing all that. You know.
Big
Have you ever
facts.
had to drop your location for your girl?
Never, and I won't. That'd be like a life or death type of joint, you know what I'm saying? Or if I'm going out of town, but even then, we could FaceTime or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's your boy, Sir Petty 258, back with another one here with my girl.
I'm Kizzy. Make sure you check out Shift the Culture.
UnAverage Mentality, toxic as fuck. We out here.
Goodness, nigga.
That went well.
I mean, we
For you.